Okay, data detectives. Now we're going to do a probability distribution table and how we can use that table to answer some questions. So let's say we have a probability distribution that says it has been determined that the probability for a given number of people waiting in line at a particular checkout register of a supermarket is as shown in the table. So you know how you go to the supermarket sometimes and you see no people, one person, two person, or three person, in this case, 5 people in this supermarket. And what percent of the time there's no one there? Well, this is it, based on observations. And it's possible also through some type of formula, theoretically. Now, here you can see that we have X, which is the number of people waiting, and its probability. All right. So what's the probability that nobody's waiting in line? 15%. What's the probability that 5 people are waiting in line? 5%. Okay. So here are some questions. Let X equal the number of waiting in line. We know that. First question. What's the probability that X is equal to 3? Well, it's 0.3, right? If we just look at this. All right. Next, what's the probability that X is less than or equal to 2? Less than or equal to 2. That means 2 and less, right? Best thing to do is write them out. Probability of 2, probability of 1, probability of 0, and then gathering those probabilities and adding them up, 0.55. Next one. What's the probability of X? What's the probability of X being less than 2? This time, it's less than 2, not less than or equal to 2. So that means that's only going to be the probability of 1 plus the probability of 0. Right? Here's 2. It's less than 2. Sometimes drawing an arrow might help. All right. Then we write down what those probabilities are and add them, and we have an answer. Next, what is the probability that at least 2 are waiting? Oh, at least. So you have to figure out what is the word at least. Think of it this way. When somebody tells you, hey, at least take out the trash, does that mean that you can do more or less? Yes, you can do more. At least do that, right? So maybe at least you can think of it as greater than or equal to what you need to do. So the probability of X is greater than or equal to 2, which is the same thing as that what's the probability of at least 2. So in this case, it's going to be at least 2. That means 2 and greater, right? So you go down and then you write down the probability of 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then you find those probabilities and you add them up, 0.65. All right. Next, what is the probability that at most 0 are waiting? At most. So at most is less than or equal to. So that's the probability of X less than or equal to 0, right? And what is that? Well, that's going to be the probability of X equals 0 because it says less than or equal to 0. So you count 0. Is there anything less than that? No. So you can only include 0. What's the probability of that? 0.15. Okay. So that should give you a sense of when you have a probability distribution table, you get a sense of how to do these problems as a data detective. If you like this, please subscribe. Please tell your friends. Put it on Instagram, your Facebook page. Tell your teacher. Spread it out. See if you like this content. There's other content in here as well that might be suitable for your class. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.